Hello, everyone. This is Dawn Del Vecchio with Priestess School, and today is August 20th, 2018, and on this Priestess Pulse recording, I want to start by just apologizing if there's a lot of traffic noise that you hear in the background. I'm recording from my parents' home in a busy location. So with the Priestess Pulse, what I want to do is I'm going to take a few breaths to connect and tap into what needs to be shared in a succinct fashion. And so I'll take a moment here and a couple of breaths and then share what needs to be shared. Having come through a triple eclipse in this summer eclipse season and the Lion's Gate, we find that energies are accelerating more, and that the light workers, the spiritual leaders and teachers who are preparing for the times ahead are receiving lessons, trainings, opportunities in the form sometimes of difficult challenges to overcome and in an accelerated fashion. So if you find yourself in a situation where you feel like one thing after another is being thrown in your court to be dealt with, take a breath, reconnect with yourself, connect with your heart space, and know that it is because you are doing a couple of things. One thing is you are kind of tying up or completing old former other incarnational timeline patterning that needs to be completed so that you could fully step into your spiritual gifts and your role as a bearer of light, a beacon, a way shower in the years ahead. You see, in order for us to be those beacons of light, those way showers, it's essential that our energy field is clear throughout time, space, and dimension. Otherwise, we are vulnerable to energetic attack, energetic takedown, or manipulation from what we could call, dark isn't the right word, negative forces, let's just say, negative energy frequencies based in the old paradigm of attack and fear. So as leaders, healers, light workers, way showers, it's essential that our fields be as clear as possible so that we are uncompromisable in our alignment with the divine energies of love, with the frequency of love. And so what that means is a process of clearing and purification right now. That's the times that we are in for those of us who are already very activated. And so please, please do not despair if you feel like shit is being thrown in your face, on your plate over and over again. It's okay. Use your spiritual tools. Return again and again, as many times as you need to in the day, to the frequency of love, to prayer, to surrender, to calling upon your guides, angels, and master teachers in the non-physical to come close to you and guide you, to offer up all wishes and intentions for attack, for counterattack, for strategic harmfulness in any way, shape, or form, whatever comes your way. And all of it to surrender fear, surrender fear, surrender fear, surrender fear, because here's what's going on now. The old timelines, they're blurring. The old timelines are splitting, but the old incarnational experiences, former incarnational experiences, even though we know all time is now, but former incarnational experiences are having bleed through in order for us to clear up old timelines. And we do that not by repeating the old patterns, but by changing the frequency completely from attack, defense, revenge, fear, making decisions in fear and reaction, to consciously choosing to realign with love, realign with love, realign with love, and make a new choice. So those of us who have been on this path for a while and we feel like we've done a lot of inner work and we feel quite clear most of the time, are finding deep-seated wounds within ourselves, addictions within ourselves, dis-ease within ourselves, or challenges coming from the outside in the form of obstructions, seeming obstructions. It could be financial, it could be career, it could be relational, and even attacks from those on the outside. And so hold the light, sisters and brothers, hold the faith. These are our final tests to clarify our own minds and hearts in order to really be those beacons of light. Let us not allow fear to take us down in these times, because the old timelines, the old patternings, the old imprints, forces that once had the power to take us down can no longer do that unless we permit them to. So I want to give an illustration here of what I'm talking about, because hopefully this will bring it more down into a tangible understanding for you. So I will speak from my experience as a Western woman, carrying the lineage of the Western European, Eastern and Western European bloodlines in the DNA. In the early Renaissance, in the late Middle Ages, but more in the early Renaissance period of time in Europe, a phenomena arose called the Inquisition. And this was a period of time that lasted several hundred years, in which the Roman Catholic Church and the rise of the male medical establishment and the overall patriarchal culture of the time cultivated and activated something that was called the witch burning craze. And during this period of time, it is estimated that from several 100,000 to as many as 9 million women and some men were burned at the stake, tortured, tormented, drowned, hanged as quote-unquote witches. This is an extreme trauma in the bloodline of the Western culture. It is our Holocaust. It is the woman's Holocaust, the Western woman's Holocaust. And it is a trauma of fear and betrayal that severed the trust among women, among other things. And what I am noticing in the field of energy right now is that many of us are clearing out the last remnants of these frequencies. And one of the ways this is showing up is by character assassination, threat, and attack to women who are about to rise with power in their lives. And these attacks are coming often from men in the form of shaming, blaming, accusation that is delusional, accusations of sexual misconduct, of witchcraft and spell and sorcery, and other things that are a clear signature of another timeline. So that's sort of the bad news. And I'm going to stay with me here, because I'm going to also share how to deal with this. So what is happening here is that the timelines are bleeding through, and they're bleeding through for us to clear them. And the way that we, and what we have to keep in mind right now is that they are no longer scheduled to work. Even as scary as it can become, I want to assure you, sisters, that they, unless you give into the fear and drop down into the battlefield with these energies and begin to fight them and activate the same frequencies, if you do that, you're in trouble. They're going to take you down. They're going to take you down on the literal physical 3D level, and they're going to take you down energetically and emotionally, and they're going to take you out from being able to be a bearer of light and a way shower in now and in the years ahead. So do not go down into the battlefield. Stay at the high level frequency. If you do that, they cannot take you down. They cannot. That's an old timeline bleed through. Your job and your role is to clear it out from the inside. So let us now talk about what you can do. So this is one example I've given you. Actually, before I share what can be done, Let's also look at another example on a different level. Let's look at the issue of money, because that's a big one for people right now, and it triggers so much fear. So lack, the lack frequency. The lack frequency is a strong one. And if you are dealing with that particular theme, so maybe you don't feel like you're not having your character assassinated, you're not having any kind of threat of your livelihood or your children or your family being taken away from you through someone personally assassinating your character or slandering you. Perhaps it is related to money and survival. This is such a powerful one, and I lived with this for many years, so I deeply, deeply feel the power of this to keep us under the thumb of fear. And so I want to share with you now, first of all, my empathy about this. And I also, again, want to share with you this. If you go down into the quote-unquote battlefield, the energetic battlefield of fighting against this lack matrix, this fear of, I don't have enough, I've got to work harder, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough security, I don't have enough, and you focus on that not enough energy, you can be taken down and out of the sort of game of what we are doing here. And it's not a fun game, I get it. It's not fun when you're at that level of it. So this is where you really have to do the training of law of attraction. You have to understand that in order to activate, reactivate, to kindle the flame of abundance in your frequency, it is crucial that you do not focus on the lack right now. And I know that that sounds irrational. But it's essential that on a day-to-day basis in your main energy field, you'll have to focus on abundance. Now, that does not mean that you quit your job or any of that or do stupid things. And it doesn't mean that you don't start, you implementing some perhaps savings measures or practical measures to secure the financial needs you have. But to focus on the lack on a regular basis and to activate energies of scarcity, whether it's scarcity of money or time, because the two go hand in hand. When you're in scarcity of money, you often will spend all your time working or chasing after the money, and then you have no time. It's a dance, and I did the dance for many years, so I really, really get it. So it really has to be feeding yourself spiritually, feeding yourself energetically, feeding yourself with the time you need to be in self-nurture, love, and self-care. Loving yourself energetically, loving yourself by nurturing yourself in these ways, and not focusing on the lack, but focusing on where do I see abundance showing up in my life? Where am I grateful for what I have? And where can I nurture myself and even more so that I am connected with my divine guidance? So when opportunity shows up for me to move out of the material lack matrix, I can take the next step and the next step and the next step. So that is both another way that we are seeing an energetic attack on light workers to take us down is with the lack frequency. And what do? We have to focus on the abundance. We have to go inward. We have to activate the frequencies of abundance, activate the frequencies of self-love, and really be in alignment with our higher guidance as deeply and widely and broadly as possible so that we know the next right step. So too with this experience of being attacked from seemingly the outside in. So whether it's a colleague trying to take you out or take you down or climb on your back to get to the next level, whether it's a family member, which I know several people who are dealing with outrageous, radically almost insane attacks. It's as if these people are possessed by a demon, and they might be, I don't know. That's not the point. The point is, do not engage. Go inward, do your inner work, protect your boundaries in all ways, energetically shielding and all that other stuff that can be done on an energetic level to protect and defend your boundaries. But the work is to not be in the battlefield, to go in, reconnect with guides, your master teachers in the non-physical, your angels, your own frequency of love and your own self-care processes. This is essential at this time. This is essential to really reconnect with our heart, to reconnect with our eternal nature and our love frequency. So those are two examples, and the two sort of overall, like, what do you do? So now let's look at some practical tools, and there are many more tools I share and will share over time here on the Priestess page, and also on my YouTube channel. So the first thing is take a breath and breathe in from your heart. Breathing in and imagining that you are breathing in oxygen, life force energy, prana, and divine golden light of the one true Mother, Father, God. Breathe it into your heart space, into your whole chest cavity and your heart chakra. You could vision golden light, white light, green light, really, truly whatever works for you, with the intention and attention that you are drawing in the light of the divine into your heart space, expanding it fully and completely. And exhaling the frequencies of fear, if that's what's arising for you, hate, if that's what's arising for you, revenge, if that's what's arising for you, thought forms of attack, if that's what's arising for you. Inhaling into the heart space, the frequency of love that is the eternal nature of our beings, the divine Mother, Father, God, expanding fully and completely, and exhaling without even needing to specify what it is, all of those negative energies that do not serve and that try to pull you back down into the battlefield. Inhaling to activate the frequency of love, the energy of forgiveness and divine understanding. Exhaling all that is not the frequency of love. This is the simplest thing you can do to redirect your energies when you feel as if the world is, some aspect of your 3D life is taking you down and out of your role as a bearer of light, as a holder of the frequency of love, as a healer, mentor, teacher, or guide. So that's the first thing that you can do. Just the simple breath, the simple breath. The next thing you can do, or another thing you can do, is ask. Ask your guides, angels, and master teachers in the non-physical to come close to you, to teach you and guide you and take from you all thoughts of anger, revenge, hate, or fear. Take it from you. Ask them. We are not here alone. Our guides and teachers and angels are here to assist us, but they can do nothing in this free will zone unless we ask. So ask. Ask for the support of your team members in the non-physical. These two things alone will take you far on the path of assisting your own alignment with the love light that is your eternal divine nature. These two simple things, breathing into the heart space and calling for assistance from your guides, angels, and master teachers in the non-physical, can assist you if you are feeling in any way personally attacked or vulnerable in these times. So please, sisters and brothers, use this as a powerful tool of transformation and healing for yourself, for holding the light in these times. So I hope this has been helpful for you, and stay with me here. Visit me often on this page. Visit me on my YouTube channel for more skills and tools for living as a helper, a healer, a light worker, a teacher or guide in these times, a way shower during this time of the Great Awakening. Much love for now. Until next time. Thank you. Thank you. Blessed be.